This is not the result I was expecting.
So I was talking to my friend Jeezy like I do every day, and he made an interesting discovery with some legendary gems. So we're going to be looking at this today. So we're actually going to be testing my Wulfheort, which is rank 8. And we're going to use the Haunt Coil in auxiliary for that. So we have a 3 out of 5 quality Haunt Coil, obviously rank 1. We're going to put that as auxiliary inside of Wulfheort and see which comes out stronger. I'm going to obviously start with a dummy test. I'm then going to do a raid with both and see obviously which is the quicker result, which has the highest damage per second in the raid. Now I'm hoping that I can hit the 1 billion damage here, but already one of my skills didn't launch on time, so maybe not. We'll have to see. I can normally hit 1 billion damage in a minute with this build if I can press the buttons quick enough, which is kind of hard on mobile. Obviously with the misclicks and the like placing the skills in the wrong place. Sometimes Black Hole clicks on completely the wrong area and not where you're actually trying to place it. So we seem to be doing all right so far. We might hit the 1 billion in a minute. I always find it hard to concentrate on tapping buttons while also talking in these videos though. So yeah, that might affect the results slightly. It looks like my damage has already dropped down quite a bit. I don't know if we're going to hit that billion. It would be nice for the video. So this is obviously testing with Wulfheort at rank 8, which is a really strong gem. I do like having it in my setup. I've seen a difference since I put this in my setup when it first launched. So it's just short of 1 minute there. Damn it, 59 seconds. Okay, so we have an idea of this anyway. In 59 seconds, we've got 944 million. We wouldn't have hit the 1 billion, but pretty close. So yeah, that is with the Wulfheort active in this build. This is Nedra's build that I've shared on my channel previously. I'll make sure I link that in the caption to this video so you can see a breakdown of the exact build I'm using. So I'm just going to step away from the dummy for a minute. I want to make sure that my my legendary gems have a chance to cool down. And we're going to use auxiliary gem in this. So I think actually my Haunt Coil may be locked because I've only got sellable ones. And I don't know, can we use it as auxiliary when it's, I don't know. When it's locked, we'll find out. I don't know. We're going to do it that way anyway, just in case it doesn't find it for me. So let's put Haunt Coil in this. There we go. We'll go for the 3 quality one. Now, embedding auxiliary gems will replace the legendary affix of the primary gem with the rank 1 affix of the auxiliary gem. So obviously, let's take a look actually at the descriptions first. Let's take a look at the description for Wulfheort. So dealing damage grants you Savage Heart for 6 seconds, causing your attacks to mark enemies. At 5 stacks, the marks are consumed and slash the heart of the enemy, dealing 80% base damage plus 385. Marks can be applied and stacked again on the same enemy 0.3 seconds after they have been consumed. Savage Heart also causes you to howl, granting 10.5 increased attack speed to your nearby allies for 3 seconds. Savage Heart cannot trigger more often than once every 20 seconds. Obviously Magic Fine, we're not going to worry about that. And then we'll put the Haunt Coil in as the auxiliary gem and we'll check what the description for that one says. So as I said, we're going to go for the rank 3 or quality 3. So when you deal damage, you have 10% chance to haunt the enemy for 6 seconds. Haunting an enemy while in offensive stance will cause them to take 20% increased damage from you, and haunting them while in defensive stance causes them to deal 20% reduced damage to you. Cannot haunt the same enemy more than once every 20 seconds. So obviously we're going to test this in the offensive stance on the test dummy. That is the exact same setup that we had testing Wulfheort as well. And this is the first legendary gem. Haunt Coil is the first legendary gem where we've seen the change of actually, or the fact that it actually works on offensive and defensive stance. So if you want to know which is which, your offensive stance is your red one and your defensive stance is your green one. So you can see it here next to my legendary items on my character there, and you can see at the bottom of the screen there as well. So you can see my offensive one is active. So that should be enough time now for the cooldown on my legendary gems. Let's go ahead and test this again and see if we get that increased damage. Now, it may be different for different classes with regards how the effects look, but so far this looks pretty strong. So we'll see what the result is. I'm going to try and stop it at the 59-second mark. Again, I cannot believe I managed to do that with the first test, totally messing up when I should have actually paused at the dummy. But these things happen. Now, I'm going to be really surprised if this rank 1 gem performs better than rank 8, especially as it's lower quality as well. But I'm hearing a lot of positive things about Haunt Coil. I've not heard anyone say anything negative so far. I've kind of avoided the videos on YouTube for it because I like to have my own opinion on these things. I like to do my own tests, as you know, and I don't really like to be influenced by other people. But so far, everyone in game has been saying it's pretty good. So, 58 seconds. I paused it too soon, but actually this has already done more damage. So we've got a higher damage per second by about 2 million, and the total damage overall is also higher because of the increased damage per second. So Haunt Coil is actually looking quite strong, which I'm kind of surprised at. So we're now going to go ahead and I'm going to test this in a raid, I'm guessing, or I figured that would be probably the easiest place to test it because we're going to be able to test the damage per second. And obviously we'll be able to see which we can complete in a shorter amount of time as well. So I'll start off with the Wulfheort and then we'll swap to Haunt Coil for the raid and see what we can do. So for this test, I'm going to be doing one of the Inferno 8 bosses. I don't have the combat rating for the last one, so we're going to go for Thorn Crown Stalker of the Deepwoods, which I've used before. We're going to go in on my own for this, and I'm literally going to run the raid twice. So this is the first test, and with this first test, we have just the Wulfheort active, so you can see I've not got the Haunt Coil as auxiliary in that, and we'll see what we can get for our damage per second in this first test. Let's go. So not a bad amount so far. Normally tell how you're doing by how quickly the boss dies. So we've got 18.08 million per second, which is really nice. We'll see if we can beat that with Haunt Coil. So I'm going to put Haunt Coil in as the auxiliary now. Where is it? Rank 1, but 3-star quality. So this is a 3-star quality as well, versus the 4-star quality Wulfheort. So we'll leave and we're going to do the raid again. And we'll see if we can beat that damage. Because obviously testing it on the dummy is one thing, but testing it in an actual instance is totally different. So yeah, let's enter this raid again. And we'll see if we still get that amazing result with Haunt Coil. Because if so, then this is going to be a gem that is worth upgrading. So let's go. So we're wanting to beat 18.08 million. We're already beaten that so far. Let's see. We just hope he doesn't go into one of his little modes here. So this is actually a lower result. We've got 17.27. For some reason, the total damage is lower than it was on the first one. I don't know how that works out when it's the same boss and it's only me that's killed it. So that's kind of weird. Let's test this again. I don't understand how that can be, how the boss can have had less health for the second go. So yeah, we've definitely got the same boss, definitely got the same difficulty. Let's try this again. Not because I want to doctor the results, but because I'm a little bit confused how he can have had less health or how we've dealt less damage overall than we did originally. There we go, let's try again. Well, that black hole didn't hit anywhere near. Let's see, we're gonna do it. Oh, okay, we got breach there. So this has kind of messed up our result again, but I'm pretty sure that it was slightly higher. We'll find out in a minute because we've got more bosses to kill now. We're going to have 3 bosses here. I love a breach. I do love a breach. It gives you that extra drop. Normally you get a legendary item as well if everyone clicks. So yeah, unfortunately we couldn't test it again in this one. There's our legendary item. Let's try a third and final time and see if we can get a better result. As I said, I'm pretty sure the overall result for the second test was higher. This is annoying. I hate having to test things multiple times, but at least it gives us a better idea. So we'll see. Third time's the charm. As much as I love a breach, let's hope we don't get another one. So as I said, ideally we want to, or we need to be 18.08 per second. There we go, 18.73, that's more like it. So somehow again, total damage is less. I don't know, how does that even work? How does that even work? The boss has 1 life and there's 1 of me just defeating it. But yeah, 18.73 million per second. Now, even with the lower result, obviously, it's never going to be completely consistent. But what we need to consider is the fact that we're testing a rank 1 gem against a rank 8 gem, which is insane. That is absolutely huge. So I'm definitely going to be looking into upgrading Haunt Coil. It's not something I'm going to rush to do. Unfortunately, I don't have the gem power or the funds to do that. But yeah, if you have this gem and you're looking into it, definitely consider it, and definitely test it out against Wulfheort if you have that in your builds, in your setups already. But that is it from me for this video. I just wanted to do a quick test and share the findings with you. Huge shout out to GZ for actually flagging this to me. Kind of annoying that I might have to look at changing my builds again, especially when I only recently upgraded Wulfheort to rank 8. But I might look at testing it against other gems at a later date. Let me know if there's any gems that you can see in my setup here that you'd like me to test it against. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.
Official Diablo Partner.